or a film where you can add everything in post, and I've worked on some of those, you better get good sound on set, or if you're doing a documentary, get it when you're shooting, because it's even harder on it in a documentary. So how do you get good sound? Anybody disagree with that?
You're talking about location sound, right?
Yeah, location sound. Yeah, you're always somewhere. You know, if you're on a set, one of the reasons they do sound stages is for that very reason. In fact, in Hollywood, when they shoot sound, they turn the air conditioners off, and they only shoot for a few minutes at a time, and then they turn it back on and they cool it back down because the lights are heating the place up. And that's and yet after that, they often do ADR, or automatic dialogue replacement, which is very difficult for the amateur to do well. I worked on a short called Bending Light, and we shot it at Camp Mayberry, right next to the freeway. And you could hear nothing on the video but the freeway, and you could see the guy's lips moving, and you could make out a few words. So they did ADR on it, and it sounded terrible. Okay, you could hear every word, but they didn't do it so it fit into the environment. It's very difficult to do that. And I've never tried it. I don't know how to do it. You know, it's hard to do. So if you're doing an independent shoot, get good sound. And it's not that hard to take a little work. Number one is you want to get the microphone close to whoever's talking. In a documentary, you maybe don't care if the microphone shows, but if you're doing a movie, a theatrical type movie, or a narrative they call it, you want the microphone to be not show in the frame. So the first thing I want to talk about is this little guy, which has really gotten popular. It's the Zoom N1, and it's become attached to my fluffy thing. $100. It really records great sound. It records stereo, which you really don't need normally. You just use one of the tracks because you know if you're putting it on YouTube.
H4 in Zoom.
Yeah, that's H4 up here. Yeah, it's in a holder. But this is the little sister, the N1. It's only $100. This one was about $300. Now this is the H4. The H4N is the newer version of this, and it's much nicer.
Now, is that a microphone or is that a?
It's both. It's a microphone. It has two microphones, and it records solid state in a tiny SM chip, SD chip.
Who's the manufacturer?
Zoom.
Zoom?
Which is a subsidiary of Samsung, I believe. They make wireless mics.
Explain to me, it has two microphones and
a recorder.
Okay.
It's a digital recorder.
It's a DAT, basically.
Yeah. So it's digital recording, sound only.
Okay.
And it's got the two microphones are an XY pattern, which is good for picking up stereo.
Minimizes wave cancellation effects.
Yeah, they're right above each other. Anyway, I don't want to get into the technical stuff. I'm an engineer. I tend to get too technical, so I'm trying to stay technical.
Well, I think we're kind of looking for that, aren't we?
Yeah. And the other thing to worry about, of course, when you're shooting, if you're shooting outside at all, or if there's even breezes in the room, you'll get noise from the wind going across the microphone. That's where these guys come in. This is a dead kitten. That's a dead cat. That's what they call in the industry. But the wind slows down through the fabric, and it doesn't make all that funny wind noise.
Is it part of the package?
No, I had to buy this separately. This was $100. This was $35. It was kind of expensive. I made my own wind sock, and it worked. I just went to the fabric store and got the fluffiest, hairy material that I could find, and sewed it up. Didn't fit very well. Worked good. So you can do it yourself. I have my website. I do some commercial with this. And I work with Tom. Tom's doing a video with it. Tom Harris is my boss. Yeah. He's a great guy. He's a really good friend. Yeah, Frank's
Yeah, it's kind of surprising. I've been sitting there about 10 minutes. I saw him while oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Well, still like messing with all the
hardware.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Dago hardware. Okay, well, thank you. Thanks for asking those questions. I'm running out of time. Yeah. I don't know Mike's that well, and Mike's kind of still controlling me, and I can't understand why there's so many.
Well, a year and a half ago when they did the first video. This is the same channel, like entry into how to do video. And the Zoom is big back then. I think the 500 flip cams, you had like each of the models, the hand them around, and hold with the basic. It's not so much even of the higher stuff, it's just the pricing.